Some kind of miracle. Some kind of miracle. Some kind of miracle. We've got to keep it together.
Well, I don't know that it's a miracle, but if you'd have asked me a few years ago if there'd ever be another China Sky record, I'd have said the chances of that were slim and none. And then I'd have said, how in the hell do you know about China Sky?
You know, I was shocked when I found out there were people out there interested in China Sky and listening to it after all this time.
Since the advent of the internet and the resurgence in popularity of melodic rock, particularly in Europe, I started to receive messages, emails from all over the world wanting to know about China Sky, memorabilia, unreleased material, whether we'd be interested in making a new album or doing a show. And I was floored. I was floored by the renewed interest. I had no idea that anyone still even remembered China Sky, but as it turns out, we've gained a cult following in the 20+ years since the release of that record.
We really put everything we had into that music, and after all these years to know that people are still listening to it and appreciating, God, what a great feeling.
The album had come out in September of '88 and was doing well. We were getting airplay all over the United States, all over Canada and Europe.
As soon as the record came out, things just started falling apart.
We were preparing for a tour, and at that moment, the perfect storm of music business bullshit hit us square in the face.
Our guitar player was offered a gig in a much more established band. He basically abandoned China Sky.
There were bad decisions by management.
The tour was put on hold.
The record label was refusing to properly promote the record. Their money was being spent elsewhere.
It reached the point where there was so many things stacked up against us, there was no salvaging it. We decided to cut our losses and move on to other things.
We had lived, eaten, breathed, slept China Sky for years to get to that point. And then when our moment came, it blew up in our faces. It was painful.
To have it come apart like that after all those years of hard work and dedication, it was a life lesson.
So to get this opportunity to come back and set things right and to take it in the direction that we had originally wanted to take it and do the things that we wanted to do is incredibly liberating and vindicating. It's a wonderful opportunity.
We both felt that there was a lot of unfinished business there, and how rare to get a second chance.
Well, in the 80s, China Sky ended up just being the three of us, and we hired on sidemen to play on the record and to fill out the band for live gigs. And this time around, we wanted to have a real band.
I'm very excited about the new band. We didn't just pick these names out of a hat.
We needed to find players that would mesh with us both musically and personally, and I think we've done that. Steve Wheeler is a hell of a guitar player. He's got an innate sense of melody. He knows what not to play. He's just a very natural player, and that's what we're looking for.
The world that I live in, it's about the song first and what it needs to make it complete. You know, whatever guitar part it needs, whether it needs a lead or not, whether it needs a strong rhythm part or a clean part, whatever. And that's what I live by.
I've always been impressed with Steve. I've always felt that his style of playing is more in line with what we were trying to do in China Sky from the outset.
Whatever the song calls for is what I want to bring, you know. And it's easy to do. The songs are great, so it's easy to play guitar in this group.
Tim McGowan's amazing, just amazing. He knows how to paint a sonic landscape. The keyboards have to provide an ambience and a sonic depth to what we're doing, and Tim is nailing it.
I get word from my agent said that this band from America were looking for a keyboard player. China Sky name came up and I was like, China Sky, I've heard those guys, you know, it's like, wow. And I told him, hey, you're looking for a keyboard player. I heard my agent told me, and I heard you guys back in the day, and I was like blown away. And you know, where I come from musically and what I've done in the past playing keyboards and melodic rock bands, I says, I'm your guy.
I really love working with Tim. He's a great musician, and he knows his craft. And he understands the role that keyboards play in the China Sky sound.
And I love to hear him talk. Who doesn't love a Scottish accent, especially after a few shots of Dewar's?
The most important part of any band for me as a bass player is the drummer. And Bruce Crump is rock solid. I couldn't have asked for a better drummer to work with.
I first heard about China Sky back in 1988 through my manager. I was in a very established, popular Southern rock band at the time. There was even talk of actually me joining China Sky, but as it turned out, the more we discussed it, the more that my manager felt it was probably best that I stay in the band that I was in. So that was an opportunity that, you know, looking back on it, wish it had happened, but it didn't. I like what the sound was then and what it's progressed to now.
Bruce Crump is a fantastic drummer. I've played with a lot of drummers over my time, and he is one of the best, if not the best, drummer that I've heard or worked with.
He anticipates what you need. He doesn't overplay, and his meter's great. I mean, he's a prototype rock drummer.
You know, it's amazing how things come full circle sometimes, and can't tell you how thrilled I am to be back where I am right now. Ironically enough, sitting in the drum chair for China Sky, so it's a wonderful thing.
China Sky, pictures in my mind, days gone by under China Sky, under China Sky.
I'm incredibly excited about being back in China Sky and working on new material. We're going to have a new stuff out in 2014.
The material we had on the first album was good, but I think we're taking it to the next level. There's definitely a connection between the first album and the new stuff, but there's definitely a more modern feel of what we're doing now.
Well, I think there's more depth to the new material, both musically and lyrically. It's not the 80s anymore. We didn't want to make an album full of silly party anthems and syrupy love songs. We've matured as players, as musicians, as people, and I think the music should reflect that.
One life is all you get. You have to understand. You hold the future in the palm of your hand. Don't let it slip through your fingers like sand. Drift away. The rest of your life starts today.
I'm really thankful and gratified that there are still people out there who remember China Sky and still enjoy the music that we made so many years ago, and I'm really looking forward to bringing new music to those people, as well as to a newer, younger audience who may not know anything about the first China Sky album. I think there's something here for them too.